Hello and welcome to Healing in Motion, where we dive into how small changes can make a big impact in your life, health, and well-being. I'm your host, Dr. Alex Heumann, Occupational Therapist, registered and licensed in the state of California, and a professor for adaptive kinesiology at Saddleback College. Before we begin, I would like to emphasize this podcast is separate from my teaching roles at Saddleback College, although it is part of my passion and effort to bring free resources on therapy and therapy-related tools to the general public. In today's episode, we're going to talk about why group therapy is so beneficial and why working with an occupational therapist can make the world difference for adults with special needs. Let's get started. First off, let's talk about individual therapy. This is a kind of therapy where the therapist works one-on-one with the client. It's a very focused and personalized approach. Individual therapy is highly tailored to a person's specific needs, strengths, and goals. The approach allows for a deep dive into areas where the client may need attention or support. For adults with special needs, this might include working on fine motor skills, improving daily living tasks like cooking or bathing, addressing sensory processing issues. One of the key advantages of individual therapy is the intensity of the focus. The therapist can design a program specifically for the client's challenges. There's no need to compromise on time or attention because the therapist is working exclusively with that individual. But here's the thing. While individual therapy works at a high level of focus, it's also limited in many ways. It can be hard for clients to practice social skills or engage with peers in real-world contexts. Social interaction, which is crucial for adults with special needs, is often a challenge in one-on-one settings because the individual is not exposed to the social dynamics that can happen in group environments. So while individual therapy is fantastic for targeted skill development, it's not always the best approach to practice social interaction or group-based problem solving, which are also essential to life skills. First off, let's talk about group therapy. You might be thinking, why group therapy? Shouldn't therapy be a one-on-one experience? Well, the truth is that group therapy can offer a number of benefits, especially for adults with special needs. Group therapy creates a unique opportunity for individuals to interact with others who may share similar experiences, struggles, or goals. And when it comes to adults with special needs, this can be a powerful tool for fostering community and social connection. Adults with special needs often face isolation and loneliness, which can exacerbate feelings of anxiety or depression. Group therapy helps to combat these feelings by providing a safe space where participants can talk openly, share their experiences, and build empathy for one another. In a group setting, there's a sense of shared understanding, which can be incredibly validating. Just knowing that you're not alone in your journey can have a profound emotional impact. It's also a fantastic way to practice social skills, improve communication, and work on problem solving in real-life scenarios. There are two types of group therapy I want to discuss: small group therapy and large group therapy. Each has its own set of unique advantages and challenges. Let's start with group therapy. Small version. So small group therapy generally consists of about 3 to 8 participants. This type of group allows for individualized attention from the therapist while still providing the benefits of social interaction and peer support. It's often an ideal setting for adults with special needs who need to work on communication, collaboration, problem-solving skills, but in the more intimate, less overwhelming environment than in large groups. Small group therapy, participants can engage in activities that require teamwork, shared decision-making. This can help individuals improve things like empathy, conflict resolution, and active listening. For example, a small group might work together on a cooking project where they have a shared responsibilities, communicate clearly, and solve problems as a team. These kinds of groups mimic activities in real-world situations that are common in family and work environments, where collaboration is key. Small groups are also great for peer learning. Often adults with special needs can gain confidence by watching their peers successfully complete tasks or navigate social situations. And when the group is small enough, participants are more likely to engage in meaningful conversations and feel comfortable enough to take risks, whether it's in terms of communication or trying something new. But like any therapy approach, small groups have their limitations. Some individuals may feel hesitant to participate in a group setting, especially if they have high levels of social anxiety. Others might struggle to manage group dynamics, especially if there's conflict or differing communication styles. That's where the therapist's role comes in. They're there to guide and facilitate the process to make everyone feel safe and supported. Now let's talk about large group therapy, which typically consists of 10 or more participants, which generally is larger than I typically work with in my practice. But for some settings, this is ideal. Large groups can offer an entirely different set of experiences. In a large group, the emphasis is less on the individualized attention and more on creating opportunity for exposure to a wider range of social dynamics and interactions. In a large group setting, the therapist might focus more on managing group behaviors, encouraging participation from everyone, and participating in creating a sense of community. While individuals in a large group might not receive as much personal attention as they would in a small group or individual session, they still benefit from exposure to diverse set of perspectives and personalities. But the primary benefit of a large group is the opportunity to practice social interaction in a more realistic setting. For example, if you think about it, a work environment or a social event, you're typically interacting with multiple people at once, and the dynamics are more complex. Large groups mimic the real-world social situations where individuals have to learn how to manage different personalities, negotiate conversations, cooperate with others. But as you might imagine, these are challenges too. With so many participants, it can be harder for individuals to stay focused or engage in meaningfully with others. Some adults with special needs may feel overwhelmed by the noise and activity in a large group, and with few opportunities for one-on-one guidance, some individuals might struggle to manage group dynamics, especially if they're shy, having trouble speaking up, or experience social anxiety. For those individuals, it's important that the therapist is skilled at creating a supportive environment where everyone feels heard, regardless of the size of the group. So to sum up the differences, individual therapy is incredibly beneficial when you need to focus on personalized attention, especially for developing a specific set of skills like fine motor coordination, independence in daily tasks, or working on particular goals. It's a great way to target the needs of the individual, but it doesn't necessarily support the social skills development or group dynamics. Small group therapy provides a balance of individualized attention and the ability to practice social skills in a more manageable, less overwhelming environment. It's great for building teamwork, communication, and social problem-solving skills in a supportive, peer-driven environment. While large group therapy offers exposure to a broader range of social dynamics which can be useful for practicing real-world social interaction. However, it can be challenging for some participants to manage the complexity of a large group, and the therapist's role in facilitating interaction becomes even more crucial. Each of these therapeutic settings, whether individual, small, or large group, it has its own unique advantages. The key is, as an occupational therapist, is to assess the needs of the individual and determine which setting will provide the best opportunities for growth. It's often the case that a combination of all three of these approaches at different times can be most beneficial, and a most effective way to support as an adult with special needs on their path towards greater independence and well-being. And while group therapy is valuable in itself, it's even more powerful when paired with the expertise of an occupational therapist. You might ask yourself, now let's talk about OT. Why use an occupational therapist? Well, because they're specially trained to help people develop, improve, and maintain social skills they need to perform daily tasks, skills that many of us may take for granted. For adults with special needs, these skills can be related to things like dressing, cooking, managing finances, or simply navigating social situations. But OTs go beyond just teaching physical skills. It's also about mental and emotional health. An occupational therapist can work with individuals to build strategies for managing stress, improving focus, and increasing independence. So why should adults with special needs work with an occupational therapist? Well, the reasons are many, but here are a few key points. It's a holistic approach. OT takes an holistic approach to therapy. It's not just about fixing one problem, it's about helping the whole person. Whether it's improving fine motor skills, enhancing cognitive function, or learning coping strategies, an OT works with the individual to address all areas of life. They tailor their approach to each person's unique needs, helping them succeed both at home and in the community. Number 2, promote independence. Many adults with special needs struggle with daily activities that most of us take for granted. OTs provide strategies, tools, and techniques to help individuals gain independence in these tasks, which leads to greater self-esteem and empowerment. Number 3, improve social skills. Adults with special needs may sometimes find social situations challenging, whether due to communication difficulties, sensory processing issues, or simply lack of confidence. An OT can work with these individuals to develop social skills that improve relationships and overall quality of life. This is where group therapy can really shine. OTs use group settings to help individuals practice communication, emotional regulation, and even nonverbal cues with each other. Number 4, enhances emotional regulation. Emotional regulation is a huge part of living with special needs. The occupational therapists are skilled at helping adults manage emotions, cope with frustration, and improve self-control. This is especially beneficial in group therapy settings where individuals can practice these skills with peers under the guidance of a professional. When group therapy is combined with the expertise of an OT, adults with special needs are given a unique chance to work on their personal growth in a way that's supportive, engaging, and tailored to their needs. They aren't just learning new skills, they're gaining confidence, building meaningful relationships, and improving their ability to navigate the world. And here's something that might surprise you. Research shows that group therapy, when facilitated by a professional like an OT, can reduce anxiety, depression in adults, and depression in adults with special needs. We did the last part. When group therapy is combined with an expertise of an occupational therapist, adults with special needs are given a unique chance to work on their personal growth in a way that's supportive, engaging, and tailored to their needs. They aren't just learning new skills, they're gaining confidence, building meaningful relationships, and improving their ability to navigate the world. Here's something that might surprise you. Research shows that group therapy, when facilitated by a professional like an OT, can reduce anxiety and depression in adults with special needs. The combination of peer support and expert guidance offers a safe environment to explore emotions and develop healthier coping mechanisms. So in conclusion, group therapy and OTs offer incredible benefits for adults with special needs. Whether it's improving social skills, building independence, or fostering emotional regulation, both forms of therapy can significantly enhance the quality of life for individuals who need it the most. And when combined, they create a holistic approach that addresses both the emotional and practical aspects of living with special needs. So if you or someone you know and someone you care about is with special needs, consider exploring both group therapy and occupational therapy. These therapies provide not only the tools for greater independence, but also the opportunity to be a part of a supportive, understanding. Group therapy and occupational therapy isn't just about doing activities in a group. It's about creating a space where people can interact, practice social skills, and learn from one another. For adults with special needs, learning social interaction can sometimes be challenging. Whether it's understanding social cues, initiating conversation, group therapy provides a perfect environment to work on those skills in a structured, supportive way. The beauty of group therapy is not only the therapist who's providing the guidance. There's a kind of peer support learning that helps when they're working together. They can offer support and encouragement to one another. So in closing, I hope this episode has helped clarify the differences between individual therapy and group therapy, and how each can be used to support adults with various special needs. If you're an occupational therapist, a caregiver, someone working in this field, understanding when and how to use these different therapy types can make a huge difference in a person's life. As always, if you have any questions or if you want to dive deeper into these topics as we discussed today, feel free to reach out. I love hearing from my listeners and getting feedback. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode. If you enjoyed the conversation, be sure to subscribe to Healing in Motion, where we continue to explore valuable insights for those working with adults with special needs. As always, feel free to leave a review or share this episode with others who might benefit. Until next time, take care, keep supporting one another. This has been Dr. Alex Heumann, and you've been listening to Healing in Motion.